Peace, guys. It's your Auntie Mimi. I want to talk to you guys today about self-love and shadow work. Self-love. What is self-love for real? Self-love to me is loving yourself even when it's uncomfortable. Loving yourself even when it's unpleasant. Loving yourself and putting yourself first, even when, it may not be met. It may not be met, in a really non-confrontational way. Sometimes putting yourself first can lead to confrontation, because it's not something that people are used to. People are used to everyone putting everyone else first, but when it comes to you putting yourself first, then you're selfish, right? Oh, you're so selfish. And, to me, self-love is not caring about what other people think about me. In the sense that how other people feel about me doesn't affect the way I feel about myself. You understand? And I would say that is because I understand that everyone that I meet is a reflection of me, right? So if I'm meeting people or I have people in my life who are disagreeable, they're mean, they're always confrontational, I need to check myself. Whatever I see in the people that I come across that I can identify and it's unpleasant for me, or I'm not feeling the energy, it makes me check myself and my energy, like what I got going on that I keep meeting these people. It makes me check myself. So that's self-love. Self-love is being willing to check yourself and being willing to acknowledge what you see when you see it and not make excuses. Self-love is really teaching people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. People are not going to slack with you if you don't slack with yourself. It's not to say that people won't try you, because people will try you. But when you are good to yourself, people are inclined to be good to you because they can see that you take care of yourself. So it's like, oh, wait a minute, she really takes care of herself. I'm going to need to at least be able to meet her where she is. And when you find that you have really connected with someone in a way that it would be difficult to just walk away. They're not who you thought they were. Even me, I have to check myself. Like what's going on with me that I would be attracting someone like this into my life. I have to check myself by what I'm seeing because, as above, so below. My last video, I suggested that you guys read the Kabbalion. As above, so below. As within, so without. What I see outside of me is what's going on inside of me. Period. There's no getting around that. And shadow work is getting to the why. Getting to the why of the triggers. Right? Like say you're having a great time. You are having a great day. This is the best day you had in a while. It's sunny outside. You looking cute. You got a few dollars in your pocket. You chilling. And someone can come along and say something that'll blow your whole mood. Mood blown. You willing to go sit in the bookends because of what this person done said to you. And you need to check yourself in that moment, but it takes a level of maturity, to be able to acknowledge that you're there because you'll be so mad, but to be able to acknowledge to say, hold on a minute. Why am I so mad? or even, it takes time to get there. So after you're done being mad, I would really not want you to be mad enough that you would have to go to the bookends or something like that. But if, after, when you can sit with yourself to say, you know what, I really probably didn't have to react the way that I did. Or, you know what, the way I responded was appropriate to what was said to me. Why did that trigger me like that? Why did what they said take me out of my whole mood? Why were those words so powerful to me to take me out of my peaceful space? That's where the shadow work comes in, where you keep asking why. You keep asking why. You keep digging deeper and digging deeper and digging deeper. Because I can tell you what I know. When you begin to ask the questions, the answers will come. When you ask the questions, the answers will come. They can come in the form of thoughts. You'll start thinking about random stuff from your childhood, from your teenage years. Just random thoughts will begin to enter your head. And you'll be like, why am I thinking about that? Wow, I ain't think about that in a long time. That's the shadow work. Your shadow self, the part of you that you don't want people to see. The part of you that you do your best to hide. The part of you that you bury. Because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we are dead pretending to be human, right? But we don't know that we're pretending to be human because it's so real, right? So, in the midst of us pretending to be humans, it's like you get into this space where you need to get these answers. And I don't know if it's your highest self. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it comes from. The universe could simply be sending you messages. But the information, the answers will come to you. They definitely will. And shadow work, it never stops. It's not like, I did my shadow work and now nothing, boo. Because there's something else. We got a lot of trauma. We got a lot of trauma. And even, it smells a little gassy in here. And even when we are unaware of the trauma, or we don't know it's trauma, it's trauma. It's trauma. And we have to learn how to unload the layers of it. Because it's packed on. It's packed on. Just being born is traumatic. Like, oh my God, what did I agree to? Why am I here? What's happening? They're beating me. You understand what I'm saying? We have to unpack it all and get to the heart of who we are, what our purpose is, and all of that. Loving yourself acknowledges the fact that you are worthy of all the work that it is going to take to heal. That is self-love. Shadow work is asking the questions, acknowledging that there are questions, right? Because everything is about intention. So acknowledging that there are questions to ask, right? Asking the questions and being open to the answers. That's what that's all about. So in the midst of this, life is happening, right? In the midst of being triggered, in the midst of doing our shadow work, life is happening. And our kids are paying attention. Okay? Our kids are paying attention. I asked my daughter if she believes that my choices and decisions are having a direct impact on her. And she said, yes, Ma. You know, your life is like the trial run for me. I was like, the trial run? I'm not sure how I was willing to receive that, but I understood what she was saying. Because what she said to me was, I see you make your choices and decisions. And based on the results you get, that determines whether or not I'll decide to do the same thing or something different. Yeah, I get it. So they're paying attention. They're paying attention to how we love ourselves. They pay attention to how we accept love from others. They pay attention. They are paying attention to everything. All of it has a direct impact on how they see themselves. How worthy I am determines how worthy she'll be. Period. You know, that's just the way that it is. I know that, I acknowledge it, and I accept it. I am conscious of it, which is why I move the way that I do. Because I know that she's paying attention. And I love on myself. I love on myself. And I don't accept anything from anyone. You're not just going to give me whatever you want me to have. That's not the way this is going to work. And either you know, what does my niece say? I always say get down to lay down, but I know that that's not it. Get with it or get lost. That's what my niece says. Get with it or get lost. So that's what you got to do. You got to get with it or get lost. Because don't nobody have no time to be playing no games with anyone. Are you kidding me? I like to play GTA. That's the only game I like to play for real. So if it's not that, I'm not playing no games with no grown man. I'm not playing no games with nobody's son, and I'm not letting anybody's son play in my face. Now, because of that, my daughter can see that I don't allow myself to be disrespected in any way. You're not going to disrespect me because I'm not going to disrespect myself. Me allowing you to disrespect me is me disrespecting myself. And that is not self-love. I cannot love myself and allow you to disrespect me. How does that work? If you're disrespecting me, that means that you don't deserve to even be in my presence. Being here is a privilege. And if you don't know that, acknowledge it and respect it, then you don't need to be here. That's non-negotiable. Because I love myself. And it teaches her how to love herself. What's acceptable and what's not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? You truly do teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. That's the blueprint, so to speak. That's how they're gonna know what to do, by how you treat your own self. Self-love is also loving yourself enough to walk away. Loving yourself enough to walk away. Choosing you. You need to choose you, because no one is going to take care of your children the way that you take care of your children. And if you don't choose yourself, who's going to choose you? Everyone is going to choose themselves. So if you're choosing them and they're choosing themselves, then who's choosing you? Nah, bruh. That just doesn't work. You have to choose yourself. You have to choose your own peace, choose your own growth, choose your own love, choose you, and trust you. It's amazing how we don't trust ourselves, and we seek validation outside of ourselves from people who don't even have the wherewithal to even be drawing these conclusions about us in our lives. You know, what makes you so spectacular that I need to be asking you about me? You know? Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with asking questions for answers that you need. If you need to know something, you would, yes, ask a question, right? But then you would need to trust yourself to know whether or not this is nonsense or not. You can feel when somebody is, what do you call it? Because, you know, I have a potty mouth. So this is like challenging because I have to find the words, to say things that I would normally say a different kind of way. It's a challenge. Work with me. But the people who you don't even, like, who are you to be able to tell me something about me? I know when you're trying to G me. I know when you're trying to get over on me. Because I can feel it. Like, oh, you trying to play me. You understand? You can feel it. The key is to trust that feeling. Always. Always trust yourself. Always bet on yourself. Always invest in yourself. You are the only investment that you will get a 100% return on is you. Invest in yourself. Take a class. Take a class. Learn how to do something. Learn how to crochet. Learn how to paint. Learn how to, a new skill, a business, marketing, learn something. Do something to invest in yourself because you are worth it. Period. You're worth it. And your kids are watching. They're paying attention. So be mindful of what it is they see. And if your life does not reflect the life that you would want for your children, then you need to make some serious changes. You need to love yourself enough to make these changes. Because I know some of the things that I've experienced in my life, I would never want my daughter to endure. Ever. Which is why I make the choices that I do now. So she won't have to. I love you guys. And it is really important to me for you guys to love yourselves. I mean that. Like, I ain't playing with you. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to stay connected. You can hit me up on my website, theauntiemimi.com. I am the official Auntie Mimi, the official one word, Auntie Mimi one word, on Instagram and Facebook. Just DM me. If you want to talk about something in particular, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'll make a video. But we are going to talk about a lot of different things on this channel. I want to thank you guys for sharing this moment with me. Ashe. Peace.